So, hi Karthik, thank you so much for joining me on this chat. And I think the world is excited about Penguin. There is so much of expectation level, given that it's a third production from Stonebench Films, and you always pick good scripts. So, tell us a little bit about debut director Ishwar Karthik, because nobody really seems to know too much about him.
Yeah. So actually, how Penguin happened is like, see, we produced May Adaman and then we did Mercury, and after that, Stone did the for Peter. So we were the executive producers for Peter. So after that, we thought, okay, we should start again, like picking good scripts and start producing, and then that's when Ishwar came to us through Vijay Sethupathi. Actually, Vijay Sethupathi is the one who referred Ishwar to us. So apparently Ishwar had narrated a script to him. I think a different one, not this, a different script. So then Vijay Sethupathi liked the story and also liked the way Ishwar has narrated the script and everything. So then he said he is busy with other films and all, but maybe he told him, why not you go approach Stone Bench with another script, maybe. So then Ishwar met Karthikeyan is the producer of this film. He heads the Stone Bench films. So he met Karthikeyan and he narrated the script. And Karthikeyan came and told me like there's really an exciting script and by a new director. So then we again I had a narration from Ishwar. And as soon as I heard the script, I liked it. It's very engaging. The way he narrated, I just loved the script. So we thought we should produce.
Okay. Karthik, you'll just have to speak a little louder, I think. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, one of the intriguing things about this whole thing is that the film's title, it's called Penguin, and then her character,
Yeah.
that is Keerthy Suresh, is called Rhythm. Very unique to this story, isn't it? I mean, we've never heard of such titles in Tamil, so this is quite unique. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah, I think it's Ishwar. I think he had everything in his. I mean, he was very clear in how he wants his film to be presented. As such, right from the title, because I personally didn't have any second thought in the title at all. Like when they first told this is the title they have chosen for the film, and when they said Penguin, I loved it. I mean, it is more. I think you can't find a better title to this film than Penguin. And then when he narrated the character name was Rhythm, so I was when he first told, so I asked, okay, so Rhythm is the name of the girl itself. He said, yeah, her name is Rhythm. I said, yeah, new name. It is very interesting also. So I think it's all the director's vision.
Right. And it's a crime thriller, which is what is evident from the trailer that we saw. It's very interesting. But what I was more interested in is, Keerthy Suresh is a young actor. She's at the top of her game right now, especially post Savitri. Very talented, but she plays the role of a mother. So, did you think she could pull it off and she would be the perfect fit for this?
Yeah, I mean, once we finished, I mean, we finalized this the script we are going to produce. The first challenge was to pick a right cast. I mean, especially for the lead actress, we just because we knew that we need a really good performer to pull it off. And then when you should have few names in mind, but this first option was Keerthy Suresh, and I think that time Mahanati was. I mean, we all saw Mahanati, and then everybody know that she is performing in a different league at that time, and maybe she would be interested in this kind of script. So then we pitched to Keerthy Suresh, and then I think she was right away. She agreed to the film, and it's actually a very good thing because she has been doing films with top heroes like heroines with all that songs and all that. But then when she performs with like a protagonist in a film, which is like a woman-centric film, and then it's the character of a mother and touching her child, and she's also like pregnant, and so it has a lot of complications in the character as such, and she was very ready to take this character, and I think that has come out well also on the screen. So basically, this film required a good performer, and I think she is the best cast option.
Okay, so I think it's great because whatever little we saw of her in the trailer also was really very intriguing. I mean, and she's got a lot of fans and people rooting for her. Of course, as a producer, did you kind of how involved were you in the project, or was it, Ishwar Karthik show all the way? Did you give him a free hand completely to, to the project that he envisioned to deliver that?
No, I mean, as I said, this is like my role in this film is like I'm mostly into the creative part. I mean, I'm just maybe call me like a creative producer in this film, and the actual producer is Karthikeyan. So Karthikeyan and Ishwar, I think they were pretty much very clear about how this film should be made, on what sort of budget and locations and everything. And they had a very neat plan. I mean, I just used to get some good updates from them. And all the time it was good news. Like they said, it's right on track and the shooting is going the right pace and there is not much of a delays and everything. So I was happy. Okay, it's coming out. And even during the shooting time, they said because I was actually shooting my film, Jagamet and Biram at that time when the shooting was going on. I was in the pre-production, so I was shooting and all that. So I just used to get the updates. So they said shooting is going on really well, and I think I was actually in London shooting in London when this film shooting was happening. So they said that is coming out very well. I mean, they said the way we see the pages and all it is coming out very well. And I was actually very eager to watch the rough cut. And I actually watched the rough cut once I came back and film shooting was over and then the edit was the first cut was done and I saw the first cut and we were all very much impressed with the film aspects. I mean, we all felt it really it's come out very well,
Right.
especially because this film needs very good technical aspects. I mean, it needs to be technically strong. Like performance-wise, yeah, I mean, Keerthy has delivered an awesome performance, and also the other cast, because pretty much apart from Keerthy, I think everybody is new. I mean, most of them are like pretty much new faces, or so they've also done really wonderful job. And the visual part, the DOP, Karthik Palni, because Karthik Palni actually is a associate of Tirusar, so he has worked in PETA also, so I know Karthik Palni then. So when they said Karthik Palni is the DOP, I felt happy for him because I used to see him work in PETA as an associate. He's very energetic, and then he has that sense, and then he has done an extraordinary job, and then the editor, Anil Fish, and the sound designer, Thomas Puri, and the art director, and the music director, of course, Santosh Narayan, because as soon as we listened to the script, I felt Santosh Narayan is the right man to pull this off because it has a very unique musical space that should be explored. I mean, not just like the usual thriller thing. It has more to it. It has an emotional angle to it. It has a mother's angle to it. The same way, but also it needs to be like thrilling. So you need to have that mix of everything there. So I think Santosh also listened to the script and then he said he was also very excited in the beginning. And then after he saw the rough cut, he was like really excited. He told like he has a lot of work to do, I mean, a lot of scope with this. And then he sort of tries something very new space for this film, and he has done extraordinarily well.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you about Santosh Narayan, as the music director, because you and he, have worked together in many films and you're also good friends and you have, like, I think, very good working chemistry as well. Like you said, the technical aspects in this film, I mean, the trailer that we saw were awesome as well as the music. So, that's great. So finally, when you saw the end product, the film as such, you would have seen it, right? What was the thought that crossed your mind?
No, we felt very happy. I mean, when we saw the end product, we all felt very happy that it has come out the way we expected, more than what we expected. And the music, especially the music, because when I actually saw the trailer, I mean, I think you have seen the trailer. So the
Yeah.
trailer, of course, when I saw it, without the then when I saw the music, I could see the difference, and we were very excited. Okay, this is going to be there in the film throughout, and there's going to be something exciting to watch. And they have delivered in such a way the film was like really exciting.
Okay, okay. So now I want to ask about your film Jagame Tandaram as well. If I can, because the movie is ready. It was supposed to release. So is there anything at all you can tell me on that front?
Again, limit our questions to Penguin, but what I can say is Jagme Chandram is like we have completed the shoot and even the post production is in the final stages of completion. And actually, we were supposed to release it on May 1st, but due to
Yeah.
this lockdown and stuff, we are not able to. But we are waiting for things to get normal and theaters to be back to normal. And once situation gets back, I think we'll be releasing in the theaters.
Okay, so speaking about Penguin, it's got an OTT release, and there was this issue about releasing films on OTT. But what do you, as a producer, as a director, think about the OTT space? Don't you think it's a new avenue for filmmakers to make films, to experiment?
Of course, yeah, because see, the thing is like OTT is sort of an, I think, uh, filmmaking wise, the platforms in which you see films, the way you see films, it is sort of getting evolved like time and again because there is a technology and that gets replaced by something else, and then the old technology just gets wiped off and all that. But I don't see OTT is sort of something that has got to do with completely getting rid of theaters or theatrical experience. You can't take the theatrical experience out of cinema. So that's the primary thing because any filmmaker or any even film audience, I think the best way they could see a film is in the theater. I mean, everybody will agree. They would want a film. I mean, they would want to watch a film in theater, theatrical experience. So, but this OTT change is something you can't deny it, and I think they both need to coexist. They need to exist in a exist parallelly, and I think it was happening even before Corona. I mean,
Yeah.
we were releasing films theater and then those films comes to OTT and there is a separate audience in OTT. For example, say for example Malayalam films. Okay, there are a lot of Malayalam films which we as a Tamil audience are seeing it now and then we are like raving about it. But I think what OTT is something which made that possible because I have seen Kumbulangi Nights or even Ayappan Koshin, all the films, even Malayalam films, I mean, even the films from other state, we sort of watch it in OTT. And but the same way, those films are also in. So I think they will really coexist. But this is a very unique because when we made the Penguin, we didn't actually intend to directly release an OTT, but the situations suddenly, I mean, we know that this corona has completely changed the entire industry. I mean, not only cinema industry, I think it has changed everything, whatever it can. And so this is the change which we need to get adapted. And so we were actually happy that we were able to release Penguin in Amazon as a premiere. Amazon Prime. So this definitely gives us a new direction. I think it will actually help a lot of filmmakers to come up with very new content for OTT itself. So maybe like if there is anything to do with like a straight OTT films right from the day one, I think that is going to sort of give more exciting films to watch.
Okay. Now, Penguin, of course, is a crime thriller, and it's very. But what I've noticed is a lot of Indian content that is coming. If you, at least the web series content, if you see, they're mostly crime thrillers in that space. Do you think that horror and crime thrillers are what Indians, seem to be thriving on more right now because of OTT?
No, I think if you take OTT content and which is actually sort of getting big. Say in India, I think the first one was say if you're taking web series wise, I think Sacred Games was I think the big hit and which is not a horror or a thriller, it's more of a action thing. And even now, say something like Family Man or Patallo or lot of series which actually like made we made the content directly for OTT and the audience actually liked it. I don't think it is, but definitely there is a very good appetite for thriller and horror. You can't deny that because I think that the genre will, which even in theaters also people love to watch thriller and horror. There's a lot of a separate fan base for those genres, but we can't just say that only those sell in OTT. I think more than that, I think there is a lot of content that needs to be made.
Okay. So, coming to that, like, are you, you're producing, you're writing, you're directing. What, from Stonebench, what is the next film that we can expect? Is there something, have you got more debut directors in line for us? And are you also looking at the OTT space?
See, actually, like when we started Penguin, I mean, we actually uh, greenlighted three projects, and we actually sort of finished all the three. So the next one is a film by a director called Ratindran, and the lead actress in this film is Aishwarya Rajesh. I think still we haven't revealed the film name and all. So that film is also ready, and even the post production, everything is complete, and we are waiting for a theatrical release for that. And then there is another film directed by debut director Ashok Veerappan. So Ashok was my associate director, and
Okay.
that's his debut film. And Vaibo plays in that film, and that's again a rural. It's not like a thriller. I mean, Aishwarya Raj's film is a thriller. It's a horror thriller, but the one with Vaibo is a rural-based drama, action drama, and both the films have come out really good, and we are excited for both of the films, and we are hoping things get normal and we release. We have a theatrical release. So we haven't decided anything upon whether that will be a OTT or theatrical, but we prefer. I mean, we think people, I mean, theaters get open soon, and then we are able to watch our film in theaters very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Because India is one of the biggest markets for films, and I think films form a part of everybody's lives. And going to the theater is a weekend outing for all of us. It's part of our lifestyle. But given this pandemic and how that has been affected, as you said, all of us are hooked onto OTT right now. But do you think as soon as theaters open, people are going to go back to the theaters, and everybody's going to, obviously the big stars like Dhanush and Vijay and Ajit, everybody wants to see them on screen. But do you think there's going to be a mad rush again from the audience into the theaters as soon as they open? Hello?
Can you just repeat that? Yeah, can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. No. I said because of the lockdown, everybody's watching OTT now. And but Indians essentially for them going to the theater is like an outing. It's a must where they take the family, the popcorn, the samosa, and everything. It is a mandatory outing, and every family in India does it. So, do you think that post the lockdown, once once theaters start opening, there's going to be a mad rush of the audience is again going to rush back to the theaters, or do you think it's going to take some time, to kind of get active again?
I think people will love to go to theaters again and then watch the film. That I think I pray for that. I mean, people should come to the theater, and provided and then like because they should be confident enough that they are safe out there when they are sitting in the theater. There is nothing. So first, this corona has to be resolved in a good way, or in a way that people are confident enough to step out. I think if that happens, I think people are definitely going to rush to the theaters, because I think everybody is missing theaters. Like I would definitely go. As soon as the theater opens, I would definitely go watch uh, film, whatever is releasing at that time. And I think most of the people are, I think they're waiting for the theaters to open. So
Okay.
I hope for a mad rush in the theaters.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much, Karthik, for chatting with me. And of course, we are, not only waiting for Penguin, but we are waiting for Jagame Tandiram as well. And congratulations on signing the new film with Vikram and Dhruv. By the way, I'm sure you're not going to say anything about that.
Thank
But is
you.
there one line you can say about that?
See, actually, like Vikram sir, I think we have met even before a few years itself for something else. I mean, for the film, but not for this one. Then I always wanted to do a film with Vikram sir, and suddenly this came up very recently, where this meeting happened, and then I just told them an idea with Vikram sir and through Vikram, and they loved it. And then this project happened. So it's in the very initial stages, and I'm right now working on the script. And I think when situations are safe enough to start the shooting, and I think in 1 or 2 months after that, I'll be starting shooting.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Karthik, for chatting with me and wishing you the very best. And of course, we're all looking forward to watching Penguin as well. Thank you so much.